Hello, I'm Tripwire, and welcome back to the Dark Souls Remastered slow play. Picking up where we left off, we are in Darkroot Garden. We just joined up with the Forest Hunter Covenant, Alvina, the creepy cat thing, and down that way is the boss fog for Sif. So I did say we're not going to fight Sif until later in the playthrough, and that is still true. But before we leave this area, I wanted to show you guys this. You'll notice all these mushroom things wandering around that are neutral to you. And I'm killing one of them so you don't have to, because they're adorable and you should feel bad for doing what I'm doing right now. And they sound like a loon when they die. These little tiny dudes have a chance to drop gold pine resin. The bigger variants are hostile and they are guaranteed to drop 1 or 2 gold pine resin. And these guys will fucking murder you if you give them the chance. They hit like a Mack truck. It's ridiculous. Do not get punched by these mushroom mans. They are incredibly strong. They are slow, they seem non-threatening, and as a result, look at that punch. I also can't believe I didn't dodge out of that, and as a result, they are very strong. I missed. And again, they can do a follow-up 1-2 right there, so be careful of that. They do stagger, but they do not take long to recover, so keep that in mind. Oh geez, I thought he was dead. Health bar is very low. Alright, so we got our guaranteed, we got 2 pine resins this time, nice. And the other one, so these 2 are guarding a chest. That has another key item in it. I'm east. Again. No. No. Maybe we'll do a stabby. That's not really any better. The time it takes to get that attack through, it's not really worth the extra range. They'll still have time to punch me if I'm not careful. And there we go. So these guys hit really, really hard, and if you get hit by them, it will chunk the hell out of your health, so it's easy to underestimate them by appearance, but they're strong. So here we get the Enchanted Ember. Again, it's just for creating enchanted weaponry, just like divine weaponry. And as you can see down this way, the door that leads to the boss room of the Great Grey Wolf Sif. We are not going to fight him right now. Huh. I found the cutoff point for the sound of rushing water. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, I'm just trying to remind myself of this. If going this way will connect to where I was thinking of. Or if it just leads back. I think it does. Oh yeah, there's one of the cat beasts. I didn't realize it was possible to aggro them from across the way here. I don't really want to fight them from here. So these cat beasts are a one-time thing. They don't respawn after you kill them. There are 3 of them. I see that there's one napping back there. They're assholes. they're not fun to fight. I'm wondering if that one's gonna come over here. Normally you come from the other direction, you come from that way and up the hill and you encounter them, and then you come back here to loot the item after they're dead. I don't normally come around this way. Alright, so will he come over here? They can turn themselves into a fucking kitty bowling ball, which is why they're so annoying. There it is. It's baloney that they can do that. It really is. They're also they'll just jump at you. They've got pretty agile attacks, and then when they're not fucking your shit up, they retreat to that corner for some reason. It's really stupid. Yep. And that chomp attack, they can chain it. They can chain that chomp attack as many times as they fucking want. And it's the worst. I have died on camera before to one of these assholes because they chained the chomp attack like 4 times in a row, and I couldn't get out of it because I would stagger every time and I died. So they're rude. So that one dies, the next one wakes up. And the other one too. Pretty terrible. And they both run over to that corner. Like, I don't really know why. That's just how their AI works. They can only go so far, as you can probably tell. I fucking missed. Okay, no. Do not chomp me, sir. And away he goes. And back he comes. It's such a weird enemy. They have the same face as Alvina. Except they're like these hulking, disgusting cat beasts that have no explicit association with Alvina. It's very weird. I don't like them. Ow. Staggered. Okay, don't do that again, please. Okay. Just barely dodged that second one's chomp attack. I didn't realize you could chain staggering on them if you hit them in the face. That's pretty cool. Alright, we got the other one down. So like that one did the chomp, or the leap chomp, and then another chomp. That's really cool. I didn't know I could chain stagger them like that. Alright, well, we got all 3 of them. I don't know if there's any reason to kill them. So the lower section that takes you here is across this bridge. And there's a ladder, I think, that leads you down to the, I mean, you can hear it, the waterfall in the basin. But in order to get to the far side of that bridge, you're going to have to deal with a lot of the bush monsters, so I wouldn't really recommend it. We got the item over here, and we killed the cats, so I guess we're just going to get out of here. Because we are done with Darkroot for the time being. We will have to come back to deal with Sif, even though we don't want to. But we'll do that in due time. So let's head on back up to the Undead Parish, and I think it's finally time to take on Sen's Fortress. Also known as Sen's Funhouse, because of how not fun at all it is for new players. I hated Sen's Fortress the first time through. Oh man. But I mean, it's just how it's supposed to, it's how they wanted it to be, you know, it's intended. It's a nightmare for a casual player playing it for the first time when you don't know where anything is, you don't know the strats for avoiding death, you know. I guess it's everybody's main problem when they start a video game, particularly a Souls game, is you're not very good at avoiding death. Being able to do that really helps. Alright. Head back up. I can't wait for the ability to warp. Not being able to warp is tragic when you play this game so many times. You're just waiting for that breakthrough moment. Also, before I started recording for the night, I checked and my playtime on this character was only about 4.5 hours. Which shows you that if you know what you're doing, even if you're taking things slow, if you know what you're doing, this game is not that long. It just takes tons and tons of hours on a new playthrough, or not a new playthrough, but like for a new player, a blind playthrough, just because it's so difficult and things are not explicit and there's no hand-holding. It's a game that takes a lot of hours to like really get into and get deep into the game, into the lore. But subsequent runs, like I can beat the game from scratch in under 6 hours if I'm really trying, which is pretty cool. Alright, so we'll rest here. And we're gonna head on through. So, Sen's Fortress looks like this. Wonder if we get a glimpse of the boss. There's no way it renders from this far away anyway, never mind. Does it? No, it's just the rock. Alright. Sen's Fortress. Sen's Fortress is a nightmare for a new player. It's full of traps. Exhibit A. This raised tile. You guys watch movies? Don't step on that tile until you're ready for it. You can see the tile is raised, and you can see the hole in the staircase there where the arrows come out of. So what we're going to do, instead of use it to our advantage, we're going to aggro these snaky boys, have them follow us, and walk over this tile. And all 3 fucking arrows missed, and I hate everything. But yeah, they can get shot in the back by those arrows, and you can use that to your advantage. So these guys are pretty strong. It's a pretty significant power increase from previous areas to Sen's Fortress. If you're not accustomed to, you know, like leveling up as much as you can, upgrading your weapon, blah, blah, blah. Uh-oh. So this area's enemies can pose a problem for new players, but it's the traps that are really going to do you in when you're new to it. So get off of me, snake boy. So immediately come up to the right, break these pots for an item. Nice. So first things first, swinging fucking blades. Obstacles. You get hit by the end of one of those blades, it's going to push you right off to your death. And hey, look, there's a Titanite demon down there. Even if you survive the fall, you don't want to be down there. It's sludge down there. It makes you walk slow without the ring on. And Titanite demons. And also, you won't survive that fall. You will die. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it nice and easy. And then, of course, we got a snaky boy waiting for us because this is Dark Souls. And there's another snaky boy up top that is shooting lightning down at us. Uh-oh. So, one thing you can do to handle this guy is you can actually just be wielding a 100% physical block shield, let him clank off of it until he clanks himself off the edge. Okay, so there's actually some hidden items in Sen's Fortress. I'm not going to bother with all of them, but I encourage you to explore. Dropping down at that ledge and dealing with these spellcasters is one of the ways to get some of them, but we're just going to head on the intended route here. Nothing this way, so we're just going to head up here. The guy that was shooting bolts of lightning down at us is now going to be right across from us here. So now you have to deal with swinging blades and a guy shooting magic attacks at you, which is just real fun. It's okay to make contact with the blade, you just can't get hit by the edge of it, which will push you off. So if I walk, if I like push my face right into the blade, nothing happens. So keep that in mind. Just try to make your way across to him. And again, we see a raised tile with a trap. And now we can loot the chest safely. Large Titanite shards, we need those. Good stuff. So, down to our right, we've got this snaky boy napping. We're going to do a jumping, plunging attack on his ass. It didn't kill him because our weapon is not that strong still, but now he's dead. So we can actually bust that wall down. You can bait him into attacking you and like swinging at the wall, and he can break it down for you, but it's not the intended way to break it down, or not the main way. Out here, you're going to see a snake, and he's going to get bowled over by a giant boulder. Then you have a limited time to run up this slope and get into this little crevice here before the next one comes down. So this is one of the most obnoxious things about Sen's Fortress. You're gonna get hit by the ball, sir. This is one of the most obnoxious things about Sen's Fortress, is getting used to the mechanic of the fucking huge boulders. And this chest is actually an item you might find useful if you're struggling with certain things. It is the stone plate ring. It boosts defense versus physical attacks, just straight up, so that could be useful. Take this back off, put the Chloranthy ring on. We actually saw a damage number over there because the snake is down at the bottom, still getting run over by the boulders, I guess. Oh, he's off to the side now. So, I'm not going to go down there, but down to the left of this boulder track is actually where you're going to encounter Siegmeyer. He ended up down there. He's just chilling, unsure what to do yet again. Remember, he was like, I run up against a gate. And now he's like, there's snaky boys and it's dangerous here. What am I going to do? So you can talk to him there. So we're going to go through the fog into this next room. Hole in the wall means trap. Raised tile means trap. Again, we're going to try to use it to our advantage. Going to get the attention of this snaky boy. Sorry that I keep referring to them as snaky boys. I just can't help myself. So, trigger that, move out of the way. He blocked the last arrow, otherwise I just would have straight up killed him. Very useful. And these traps will reset every time you die, every time you rest at a bonfire, but they'll stay down until that happens, so you don't gotta worry about it. Now listen. You hear that scraping sound? That was the sound of the direction of the boulder trap being reset. You can hear it again. Now the boulders are going to come down this way. Very, very, very mean. Because we saw the boulders coming down that track, and we would assume, oh, it's safe here. I can see the grooves in the ground, but like, why would the boulder be over here now? It automatically resets itself. It automatically resets itself. There's not even an NPC up there to do it manually. It does it on its own. It's baloney. And now, even if you're light rolling, running up there and getting into the room on the right before the next boulder runs you over is pretty tight timing. It's not easy to do. I'm going to show you a trick. This works on other things in the game too. So, quitting out of Dark Souls, it saves your position at all times within like a couple seconds. Like if you wanted, like if I wanted it to save my positioning here, I'll just wait here for a few seconds and then I'll quit out. But it just straight up saves your positioning. And a quit out will reset certain things, importantly, this boulder and enemies. So, you know how if you rest at a bonfire, enemies reset even if they were aggroed on you before? If you quit out, they reset as well, back to their spawn positions, and they're not aggressive anymore if they're far enough away from you. So here's how I like to deal with this area. But here you're going to want to practice this. So press start to open up your menu. Press left to quickly skip to the right side where the options menu is. So start left. Select it, and then press up to go to the bottom of the list, quit, okay. So, see? So now all you have to do is wait for the boulder to go by, sprint up the stairs, take a jump, and then quit the game. Reload it, the boulder machine will have reset to its default state, and now we have plenty of time to get into this room before the next one comes down. This is what the contraption looks like. There's actually a giant up there dropping boulders down. And this thing knocks them all over the place. So, the way that it works is that the opposite direction of where this lever is the way that it gets shot to. And when you come up that path, it'll always reset, which is really obnoxious, but that's how it is. The other directions are fine. So we're actually going to go back down this way, though. And if we drop off here and do a plunging attack, well, if you don't miss, that is, you can land right on this guy and kill him, and loot this item. This is like a little side path, which leads you to an item. Oh, it's the Black Sorcerer set, and Hush, which makes it harder for stuff to detect you. So if you want to, you can come this way. This leads you, this is the boulder contraption, this leads you on the path above where the boulder goes down this way. And across just some more cells. And this is an elevator that you can take to a lower section, but be careful because it also leads up into spikes. So if you stay in the elevator, it goes up too, and it fucking hurts. So, I just never mess with the elevator. There's really no point to once you know your way around Sun's Fortress. So we're gonna head back. So now we're back above where this ball is rolling down, right? What we want to do is we want to drop down. Not on the boulder, give it some leeway. If you make contact with it, it'll hurt you. And then sprint down this direction, sprint down the slope, and then off into the corner here. And now wait. And we're going to wait for the ball to come down and fill up this hole with boulders. And then when this is full, the next boulder will roll over the top and it'll break through that wall ahead of us. Also, this room over here is the first instance of a mimic in this game. That's not a chest, that is a mimic. Alright, one more boulder should top up that hole. Alright, so the next one will smash through that wall and we'll run through and grab our treasure. Alright. So our treasure is right here. And then you want to get the fuck out of the way because the next one will come through. And they exit and they drop off over there. So what we picked up was a very cool ring called the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring. Serpent is an imperfect dragon and symbol of the undead. Its habit of devouring prey even larger than itself has led to an association with gluttony. This gold ring engraved with the serpent boosts wearer's item discovery so that more items can be amassed. So remember I told you that your item discovery is a stat. You have, right now our item discovery is 158 because we have some humanity. Wearing that will boost your item discovery significantly, so you want to be wearing the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring whenever you're farming for a rare drop. We can also go down there, although I don't know what the reason for doing so would be. Well, nothing, I guess, now that there's boulders in the way. I don't know what the point would have been even before. I'm not really sure. But anyway, we can go over here. This is where the elevator would have taken us, by the way. It's right here. So what we can do is we can equip our Lloyd's talismans. Throw it at this if you don't want to mess with him. And he'll open his mouth and just give up his loot. Lightning spear. Alright, now we need to head back up. So again, be very careful of the boulder. Head on up, quit the game. Reload the game. We're gonna do that a couple more times on the way up probably. This coming back up here, this is an impossible distance to travel without getting hit by one of the boulders. If you don't quit out like this. So now I can just run back into this room where we came from and wait for my next opportunity. Here it comes. There it is. So muscle memory is very important there for being able to quit out quickly. If you mess it up and then you start like fumbling, you're gonna get hit by the boulder. So there's a couple other things you can do with this device. You can push it in whatever direction you'd like. And if we make it so that it goes this way, just let's go this way one time. So now where that serpent was, leaning up against the wall, that wall is broken. So the boulder contraption will not reset itself when you're going this way, so don't worry about it. We come down here. This wall is smashed out, and this allows us access to this NPC. Note the large hat. He's called Big Hat Logan.
You seem quite lucid. I am Logan.
And he's a master of sorcery. We can free him with the master key.
Oh heavens! Thank you. I'm saved, and I'd love to resume my travels, but I must log a few things first, and I owe you a favor. I will return to Firelink Shrine. Speak with me there, so that I may impart my sorcery.
So Big Hat Logan becomes available to us in the shrine, just like Griggs did. Griggs is actually a follower of Big Hat Logan. He looks up to him. He kind of worships him as a master sorcerer. And Griggs talked about his travels, but he just comes back to the shrine. Logan talks about his travels, but how he's going to put them on hold to come back to the shrine because he owes us one. After you've completed his next step of his quest line, he moves on to continue his travels, and then Griggs follows him. And then if you come down here, open up this bad boy with the master key, and you get the Soul of a Hero, which is a consumable worth 10,000 souls. So very, very nice to have. If you look down, there's that sludge tar floor again. Titanite Demon. Alrighty then. So, unfortunately we had to drop down, so we gotta head back up. I don't know that it'll reset back to this side. I don't think it will. No, I guess not. Okay. So, oh, this thing did reset. Oh, it's probably because I quit out, though. So it makes that sound. I guess to indicate to you that it's still going to be coming this way if you're paying attention. Yeah, this quit out technique is going to save you a lot of grief. That boulder machine is a bitch. It really is. And again, there are some secrets hidden in Sen's Fortress, so if you explore, you can get over to where the giant is that drops these boulders down. Then you won't have to deal with them anymore. Anyway, the correct way forward is actually through this little side passage here. Again, note the raised tile. And proceed. Now this next section is going to catch some players off guard because there are swinging blades, but you have to be quick because they're much closer together, so you can't take your time and move through them and like hang out in between the sets of them. If you do that, you're going to get knocked off, so you have to actually sprint through these ones. In order to get the right timing, wait for the first one to be in front of you, and remember, pushing your face against the blade doesn't hurt. So get rid of the sprint, and do so when you know you're going to push your face against the first blade, and you just get through them nice and easy. If you take a right, there's going to be a snaky boy. Up the stairs is going to be a spellcaster snaky boy. So be careful of that. Uh-oh. Alright. Sometimes this one will come down the stairs to greet you, like this. For the most part, it likes to just stay up there and wait. I missed. He missed too, it's all good. These ones are a lot weaker. We're not done yet, though. If you come back around this path, there's going to be another snake guarding some more Titanite shards, large Titanite shards that we would very much like to have. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Alright, that was pretty smooth. I'm getting the hang of these guys again. 2 more large shards. And this episode's running long already. Jeez. I hope you guys like Dark Souls, because there's a lot of it here. So we can hear the footsteps of yet another, and I mean the rattling of another one of these snake creatures. They're called man serpents, by the way. This is another spellcaster one, and if you'll notice, you have to run along this very narrow ledge through some more swinging blades to progress. And there's a fog door up there. You can see the kind of fog effect on it. So this guy being here is pretty mean. I wonder if we can hit him with a fireball. Well, not if we do that. We actually can. Another thing I like to do, well, I used to like to do, I just run through and ignore them. But you can equip a bow. Every time he gets hit, he'll stagger. There you go. Easy peasy. So you can take it nice and slow if you need to, but I've done this a lot, so I just like to tilt your camera down like this so you can see the spacing between the blades better. Again, watch out for this. You're just going to go right up the stairs. The arrows won't even hit you. I mean, I don't usually stop to look behind me. I usually run right up the stairs, but if you want, you can go that way and fight it with melee, but there's not really any reason to. So take a right and come up to the fog door. This way leads to a couple of Balder Knights and some treasure. This is the way you need to go to progress. And beware, because there's these dark spots, kind of reminiscent of the dark spots on the Hellkite Drake Bridge. And there's yet another giant being a dick. Yeah, you hear that? You don't want to get hit by that. There's all these dark spots to show where you can get hit by it. That asshole up there is throwing very dangerous fire bombs. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to drop off the cliff here. Holy shit, I've never been hit by one of these before. This is the only bonfire in Sen's Fortress, and it's hidden. Dick move, FromSoft. So drop off that little broken part of the wall, and here's your only bonfire. So make sure you grab it and use it. So rest there, and we get to drop down into this little staircase again, where the fog door was. So let's go ahead and take a right. I'm not going to cut this episode. I want to start fresh from Anne Orlando, so we're just going to finish up Sen's Fortress while I'm here. There's not a ton left to it. As long as I don't fuck up the Iron Golem fight, I don't see why I would. Balder Helm, Balder Gauntlets, and a Shard. That's pretty good. There's another one around this corner. Guarding the treasure I spoke of. Oh, thank you, sir. Alright. Another Shard. So this is just going to be a very long episode. Flame Stone Plate Ring. So it's just like the other ring we picked up, except that it protects you from fire damage a bit more. Not particularly useful for this next upcoming boss, but I guess it would be useful in the Demon Ruins. So in any case, before I move along here, I'm going to actually drop back down to the bonfire and become human. Because the boss of this area has a summon that a lot of people are not going to know about because it's kind of out of the way. It's a little bit hidden. And the summon for this boss is very strong, similar to Maneater Mildred for Quailag's fight. You can stand back and watch them duke it out, and a lot of the time the summon will just win. So first things first, though, we have to deal with that fire boulder throwing asshole, because if we don't, he can throw those at us while we're fighting the boss, and you really don't want that. You don't want that at all. There's also a way to unlock a shortcut in this area, but I found that it's not necessary as long as you know where the bonfire is. One of these cages becomes a shortcut. See, it's locked. It requires a specific key that I'm not going to bother grabbing, but it just takes you down to where all the other cages are, and you can ride it up and down. Or not where all the other cages are, but it takes you to the first walkway where you first encounter the swinging blades. But I just don't think it's necessary. If you know where the bonfire is, then Sense Fortress really isn't as bad as you think. And there's our first glimpse of the area boss, the Iron Golem. We got a dickhead here using a crossbow. We're gonna kill him. Iron Golem over there. So, there's the boss fog, but we don't want to fight the Iron Golem right now. We want to take care of the jackass up top. So come up these stairs, and this guy's very strong. What you want to do is you want to get up close to him and bait out a certain attack. That's not the one. That's not the one you want. That's the one. He throws a fit. He throws a tantrum, but he exhausts himself, so then he's just going to be down for a while. So take the opportunity and just slice him up. He's got a lot of health. He's going to stand back up because he ain't dead yet. We can just bait out that attack again. No? Alright, there we go. He's doing it again. And I like to come all the way back down here because he can swing through the wall. There we go, he's dead. This guy is going to drop us a Titanite chunk. And there he is, the Iron Golem, our boss arena. And if you look down there, there's the douchebag who drops the boulders down for the contraption. You can see back to the Undead Parish, the first spell of awakening. Very nice. I think you can destroy these. Yeah. But all the giants in this area are accessible. Even the one who pulls the chain and opens the gate to Sense Fortress in the first place, you can actually get to hit him if you know where to go. But anyway, before going through here, we're going to go summon our boy Tarkus. He's over here, and if you're not human, this room is going to seem pointless because there's nothing in it. But a summon sign is here. And if you're fast, you can get through the boss fog door before he's finished being summoned, and then the boss does not get his boost to HP, so let's go for that. See, it didn't actually go through. You need to make sure you've pressed OK, and the message for summoning pops up. There it is. Now sprint to the fog gate. Get through it as quickly as possible. There we go. So it's going to do a range attack right off the bat, but if you come to the left here, it's going to splash on the rubble, and then he's just going to slowly approach. So walk through this guy's legs, be careful of his sweeping attacks and the grab attack. And if you summon Tarkus and you're careful, it's really not going to be that bad. Except that he did a grab attack, and I pressed dodge, but I wasn't done with my animation, so I didn't dodge. So be careful of that, because not only does he slam you down like that, but he could throw you right off the cliff and then you lose. But as you'll notice, you can stagger him. And if you do enough damage in a short amount of time, he will fall over, allowing you just free hits. Speedrunners actually use this to their advantage. They position him so that when he falls backwards, he actually falls off a cliff, and the fight's over instantly. But look at Iron Tarkus. Iron Tarkus does so much damage. He does more damage than we do. That's the Iron Golem fight. Looks intimidating. One of the easier fights in the game. We got the core of an Iron Golem and 40,000 souls. And now it seems like there's nowhere to go, but there's this glowing ring of light here that we can interact with. However, I'm not going to touch it right now because I want to upgrade our weapon before we go to Anor Londo, now that we have some upgrade materials. So you guys will just have to wait until next episode to see what happens when we touch this ring of light. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you then.